Welcome back to another episode here on the Game Breakers podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Horowitz, joined alongside Kamani Phillips. And today, my good friend joins us on the show, the youngest commentator in MLS history and host of Plug Talk Sports, Daniel Torres. Thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, thank you guys for having me here. This is completely awesome. This is the first time I've actually been inside the podcast room here at Barry, but this is pretty awesome. Thanks for having me.
We can have you a couple more times too throughout the term.
Yeah, and you do the commentating with me here at Barry for some of the sports. Had a game on Wednesday, and Kamani's going to join us soon, so if you guys want to see that.
I told him right before we started, I told him, hey, I'm so happy that your name is not Daniel.
Yeah, we have enough Dannies in the broadcast department. But if you guys want to tune into any of those broadcasts, you can find those at sunshinestateconference.tv. Anyways, today it's a little bit of a mix-up, not an interview that we've been doing the last couple episodes, but we've got a lot to discuss in the world of the NFL. We missed the last couple weeks, so we're here to give some thoughts from last week's game, but more so break down the upcoming Week 5. Anyway, doing a little rewind from last week's games, there was a lot to discuss, including you as a Cowboys fan, probably the best game of the week. What were some of your biggest takeaways from last week?
We have no defense still. We absolutely have no defense still. I think what was so surprising about it is that everyone, including myself, I'm not going to lie to you guys, we thought going into this game, well, we have no chance. We are going to get absolutely demolished. And during that first quarter, I can't lie, I was sitting there like, well, this is going to turn out how I thought it was going to turn out.
Be a quick night.
But once they got that blocked field goal and they ran it back and got those 2 points, which, by the way, someone's got to talk to Roger Goodell because I think that's absolutely stupid that you block a field goal. The poor guy has to run 90 yards and gets across the end zone is only 2 points. Like, that should be a touchdown. I don't know if that...
I mean, the PET's only worth 1, though. So
I don't know if that rule's different, if it's the same in college. I don't know if it's still 2 points.
College,
yeah. But from there, I mean, I think Dak Prescott was up for it. I know many people criticize Dak, but I think he's been playing well.
Yeah, he's like an MVP, honestly.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. You got to tell him that because he doesn't give me enough credit. No one over there at the athletics department gives me enough credit.
I wouldn't say MVP level, but I will say Dak's been really good this year. And especially in this game without his top weapon in CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens put on a show in this one.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like you said, I wasn't expecting the Cowboys to, one, stay close, and then at the end, really, they should have won that game in overtime.
I think at the beginning of the season, not for the Cowboys, but for the Packers, everyone was like, they look scary. But
I was one of those people, too.
They lost to the Browns.
Yeah.
And then they come into Dallas.
Lost to Dallas,
And their defense wasn't that good either. I mean, everyone was just scoring every 2 seconds of the game pretty much. And I think they got very lucky because whoever that clock operator was at AT&T Stadium, they were very slow to press the button. They left it with 1 second.
That end of game sequence was poorly managed by Green Bay, in my opinion. Like the fact that they didn't rush to the line, there was about 15 seconds left, and before they snapped that play, and then to only have 1 second left on the clock, they cut it way too close, ultimately settling for the tie. But I think Dallas, once they had that crazy catch to Jalen Tolbert, really should have gone for the end zone there.
Oh, 100%. I think that if they would have scored the touchdown right there, they would have won the game.
Yeah.
I mean, but there was also so many things that they did that hurt them. I mean, Maris Liafu had a stupid roughing the it wasn't roughing the passer, but he roughed the receiver.
Yeah.
The ball was dropped, and he just comes in randomly and just hits him. So things like that gave them so many yardage to get close for Green Bay. That those are things, I mean, they were heavily penalized in the game, too. They gave up so much yardage through penalties. So that's something that Coach Shoddy, as we call him, has to clean up for at least the New York Jets coming up.
What about you, Kamani? Your Eagles had a tough matchup between the Buccaneers. I didn't realize it.
You didn't say he was an Eagles fan? I would have said, I'm not doing this podcast, man.
I was gonna bring it up. I was gonna say, even though I'm your rival, I'll still give you props. But
talk about the tough matchup with the Bucs. They were up big and then almost threw that game at the end there. What was going on?
I mean, yeah, bro. I was watching the game and we were off to a great start. Everything was going smoothly, and then I don't know what's going on in the third quarter. Hurts couldn't pass the ball to save his life anymore. You know, we always have this wide receiver saga and drama with A.J. Brown. But, you know, I'm just glad that we did get the win. I was kind of scared at one point, but I'm like, you know what? I'll trust my team. I'll see what's going on, and that's what really happened. Well, it is scary though, cause we're 4-0 right now, but it's not really a 4-0 if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, all 4 of their games have been literal nail biters.
But at the same time, I do see like a bright light at the end, because even though there's so much stuff going on with this team, like the wide receiver stuff, the lucky field goal blocks, stuff that really shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
We're still 4-0, so I'm pretty sure something will change. The offense has to change, because we've been stagnant, and I'm gonna admit we've been lucky basically every game. I'm not gonna say every game, but basically every game, and I think we can turn it around to be even better than this.
Yeah, and they also had a nice play in this game. Did you guys see the fake tush push?
Yeah, the fake tush push.
I hate that they did it so early, though.
See,
we needed it, though, but...
I've seen people make that argument, but I think, honestly, if you fake it this early in the season, now teams have to think about that, too. So they've got to be worried about the fake, that the actual tush push might be more effective now.
No, I agree that it's going to be more effective for sure. But, I mean... It just starts, no, not for the playoff, but like bring it like, I don't know, 4 weeks from now when like we're playing another top team. I know the Buccaneers are really good this season, but wait till we really, really need to play.
I'm glad you didn't start that before during Dallas, because I would have been pissed. Like, now they're doing fake tush push. Now who's gonna stop this, man?
Yeah, that is the most unstoppable plan.
Yeah, but just adding that fake to it, that just brings a whole different element. Surprise people overall, because you don't know what's going to happen. So now you're just 50-50 guessing again. The defenses have to adjust to that. So if we do actually do a push tush and their things are fake, it's going to be even weaker. And then, more Jalen Hurts touchdowns, man.
You know what that sounds like? Is that last year the Chiefs had a great record, but everybody knew they were just getting by each game. And then obviously the Super Bowl comes and you guys absolutely demolished them.
It's true. The Eagles this year have looked like the Chiefs from last year.
We should have won Week 1. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've been seeing and hearing that. I'm gonna say no comment to that, but we're going to keep moving, though, for sure.
Yeah, my big takeaway from last week was the injuries. They're dropping like flies in the NFL. I think the week before last week, you had James Conner and Najee Harris both going down with brutal injuries. And then last week, it's Malik Neighbors, torn ACL, and my Dolphins on Monday night. Just when the season couldn't get any worse.
I'm laughing because your fantasy team is decimated.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little, but Tyreek Hill dislocated his knee badly, and he's out for the season. So, yeah, we've already seen a lot of top players, and that's not even mentioning the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that too.
Quarterbacks had about 4 to 5 backups start last week.
Mm-hmm.
I can't lie. I don't know if you guys saw Tyreek joking and laughing on the way out of there, laughing in the ambulance.
What do you think about it? Because we're hearing like a lot of different mixed opinions. Oh, he's happy to not having to play with his team anymore, and then I'm hearing people saying he's just happy that he's a
Come on, no one is happy to dislocate their knee. I think he's just a crazy guy.
Listen, let me tell you, if I have to have Tua as my quarterback, I'm happy that my knee
it's exploding.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Anyway, moving on to this week's Thursday night game. Another backup quarterback starting for San Fran, Mac Jones, but he gets the job done. The underdog 49ers here win this one in overtime, like you said, against the Rams. What are the thoughts here?
They needed that because they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars the week before, which, by the way, they're surprising me.
Yep.
Jacksonville came out of nowhere,
and
I was watching that game, and it was a 26-21 win for Jacksonville. So for San Francisco, which I don't know if you guys agree with me, they're probably in the toughest division in football right now.
Yeah.
And they needed that win over the Rams.
Yeah, 49ers go to 4-1 on the season. Yep. Mac Jones is 3-0 as a starter right now, and there's a little controversy there who should be the starter. Obviously, Brock Purdy was given that massive contract, so I doubt if Purdy's all green to go that they keep Mac Jones out there. But, I mean, he's definitely earned respect in the locker room, and he's played great. He had a couple turnovers in the previous 2 games. In this one, he doesn't have an interception, although he had a few passes that, frankly, should have been picked. But he goes in there, is down his tight end in George Kittle. He's down his wide receiver 1 in Brandon Ayuk, and he's down his wide receiver 2 in Jawan Jennings. And him, Kendrick Bourne, and McCaffrey get the job done. Rams, another disappointing loss. For them, they should have beat the Eagles, like you said, but didn't. And then in this one, late in the game, Kyron Williams at the goal line fumbles it when they should have had the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah. it was just a disaster to begin with because from a Rams perspective, the game shouldn't be close to begin with. I'm pretty sure most people, if not everybody, did expect this to be a blow. And then so when I was watching the game from the beginning, I'm seeing Rams couldn't even get a field goal in the first quarter. I'm like, are we serious right now? Not just that, but I just traded for Pook. I'm like, bro, I can't like be jinxing the person, But yeah, I was disappointed from the start to begin because the game shouldn't have been this close to begin with. Then we have the coach for the Rams admitting that he did real mess up by making that call at the end of the overtime, I should say. And it just really jeopardized the whole team overall.
Yeah, I don't think that call in overtime was too bad. I believe you're referring to them going for it on fourth down.
Yeah, I'm talking about the rush.
Yeah, down 3, they go for it on fourth down. I mean, it's 4th and 1. If you convert that, you probably go on to score the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
So I don't really think it's that bad of a
I just, with the way I looked at it, is that San Francisco just made one more play than the Rams, and that's what defined the game.
Yeah.
Just like they did all night, yeah. And they, like you said, they needed this win. 4-1 now. San Fran's first few wins, they beat the Saints and the Cardinals and then lost to Jacksonville. So we're like, oh, are the 49ers frauds? But yeah, this is a big
I
one.
will say I like Mac Jones. I think that people don't give him a fair shake because of what happened in New England, how he performed in New England, but I don't think that's entirely his fault. I mean, first of all, he had no weapons.
Yeah.
For sure.
Second of all, Bill Belichick puts Matt Patricia there, who's a defensive mind, and puts him to be an offensive coordinator. So that doesn't help him at all. So honestly, beyond the field of play and the quarterback position himself, it comes down as well to coaching. It matters. So he wasn't really in a position to succeed.
Yeah, and Kyle Shanahan is notorious for getting guys of Mac Jones' caliber to play like above-average starting quarterbacks. So big props to those two. Going on to the fantasy football side of it, all 3 of us are in a league together, and it could be going better for, I think, all of us.
Yeah.
Danny, what's your record so far?
I'm going to tell you right now, I
I
believe
want to look at my team too.
I am.
I know me and Kamani are 1-3 to start it. I've dealt with some injuries, like you said, Malik Neighbors and Tyreek I lost for the season, so I'm trying to figure out what to do there.
And
I'm
I've-
2-2.
Oh, and I've been dealing with AJ Brown and Debo Samuel for the past 4 weeks. So
Those are not injuries, just bad picks. So Danny's doing the best out of all of us. You've got a couple heavy hitters, James Cook, Josh Allen. Those were great picks.
I think what's really hurting me the most looking at it, I want to say T. Higgins
Yeah,
is hurting
with
me.
the Burrow injury.
yeah.
Derrick Henry gave me, and you know this because you play games, give me a monster game
And then
on
nothing
week 1.
since then.
I don't know what's going on with Derrick Henry, but he's not learning how to control the football. Cortland Sutton has performed for me.
Yeah.
Ferguson has performed for me. Flowers, not so hot. That's a
and
whole
down.
other topic with the Ravens, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hawkinson hasn't really performed for me. And then, I mean, you look at my bench, I got Goff, which is okay. I picked up Ollie Gordon because I really do think Ollie Gordon's nice, but he's
Yeah,
not
with
going to get
HN
massive
there, yeah.
numbers. Jawan Jennings has been in and out of the lineup.
Yeah.
Ninjoku,
all right now.
Ninjoku is whatever.
Yeah.
And then who really cares to talk about kickers, right? But I got the Eagles defense, so yes, as a Dallas fan, I picked the Eagles defense.
Yeah, because when Daniel told me that you were a Cowboys fan, I'm like, wait, this is the same person who drafted the Eagles
You took him
very,
early,
very
too,
high.
like,
I'm
Hey,
like,
listen,
yeah,
man.
but give us your reasoning for that. Why do you take him so high?
I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm not stupid.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of Cowboys fans out there like, we're going to the Super Bowl next year. Yeah, that's not me. That is not me.
But
Yeah.
to draft it so high, though, what was the reasoning for that? I believe it was the 8th round, I think.
Yeah,
or-
7 to 8.
There's a big reason for it, and that is that my good friend Josh Uche is on the Eagles, and he's a defensive player, and he got traded. It's funny. I mess around with him. He had a camp earlier this year in Miami for youth. It was flag football, and he's wearing all his Eagles stuff, and I showed up in the CeeDee Lamb shirt on purpose.
Oh.
And he's like, what, man, you go wear that garbage around me, man. But it's funny, he was in the Super Bowl with Kansas City and then got traded to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So he's a big reason why. And obviously Jalen Carter, which actually played against my high school in the state championship, and he killed us. But I do think the Eagles defense is solid.
How do you know Josh? He went to Columbus?
we sat next to each other as classmates in computers class.
Okay.
We became friends that way, and then I'll never forget sitting in that same class. Harbaugh walked into class to recruit him, and he ended up going to Michigan.
Oh, wow.
And he played there, and then got drafted by New England. Played in New England a couple years, and then traded from New England halfway through the year. Played the back end of the season with Kansas City, and then got traded to Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's been a few rosters, but he's making his impact.
Yeah.
Maintaining an NFL career, which is tough to do.
But before we continue real quick, I just want to also talk about the Collins punch ball. 'Cause we didn't talk about that either, but that was also very clutch as well from him. Because that was damn near TD.
Yeah.
And then for him to just, punch out real quick out to Williamson, I just want to give him his props for that as well. But
Yeah, and Kyron Williams is on my fantasy team.
yeah, he did go crazy.
He got me 31 points, so I'm 1-3, but I'm off to a good start.
I don't know about you,
and,
but I wake up every morning and I see his name making so many roster moves. and
Yeah.
I'm like, he's stressing,
I'll
man.
tell you, man,
I
I'm
don't blame
stressing,
him.
bro.
I don't blame him at all. But
I lose neighbors on Sunday. I lose Tyreek on Monday. This whole week I've been GMing, trying to get this team right. So
You actually wrote, I think you wrote in our group chat, you're like, GG, guys, next year.
But yeah, I haven't given up. So we'll talk about some of those moves that went down this week.
so did you see the big trade that happened? I said about a couple of days ago or so.
There was a few trades that happened.
I haven't, to be honest.
Oh, do you know that Poole got traded?
I saw the notifications.
It's like there's too many.
I think someone, I do remember someone saying, who approved of this?
I saw that, so that was funny.
Yeah, that was for my trade. But yeah, we'll talk about Kamani's deal first. He trades for Puka Nacua, the best receiver in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
You traded away quite a few pieces.
I did.
Debo, A.J. Brown, and Judkins.
I think it was worse the
I
same
still
way.
think you definitely came out on top there, though.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm giving you my honest opinion, when I was doing the trade with Tommy, this trade, because he's a Commanders fan.
Okay.
And so I have Debo on my team. And, he's been on and off, but he's been okay. And so he wanted him since like 2 weeks ago. And so I'm there entertaining him. I'm like, yeah, I'll give you Debo, but I want something more. So give me Puka. I know I'm not going to get him, but I'm like, I'm just entertaining him. And then so when that guy dropped McLaurin, and I'm like, whoa, another wide receiver from the Commandos? Let me try to pick him up. And so I texted the guy beside me right here, and then me and him tried to like go back and forth. He got McLaurin at the end of the day, but I went back to Tommy, and we made that big trade. It took us, what day? I think it was on a Monday, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, because we were talking about it in class, actually. He's like, come on, Kimani, just take the trade. I'm like, nah, bro, I need this person and this person. And then once it led to the next, and Puka's on my team.
That's a big deal. He's been the best receiver in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And Narian, who works with us in athletics, drops Terry McLaurin.
Don't get me started, man. The man was telling me for weeks. He's a Green Bay Packers fan. He's been telling me for weeks, man, we're gonna destroy you guys. You guys are done. And we had a good conversation on Wednesday.
Shout out Narian. But you made the dumb decision to drop Terry McLaurin. So, so yeah, I bid 101 fab for McLaurin. Kamani bid 100.
Cause that's why he did it. Cause I told him, bro, like if you're not betting $101, you're not getting him. Cause I'm putting all my money in this. Cause I know Tommy. If I got McLaurin, Tommy's gonna give me Puka for sure.
And he's a Commanders fan. I'm sure he was excited to get.
Yeah.
He's like, give me Debo.
Yeah.
Yup.
But the big trade was A.J. Brown, Debo, Judkins from the Browns, and then I gave away $90 as well, and then I got Puka in return.
And when you know what's weird, on my ESPN fantasy league, the other league I'm in, Debo's actually giving me good points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He has a couple good weeks, couple bad weeks.
Yeah, too bad. Unfortunately, I've kept him on the bench.
That's my issue because one week I have A.J. Brown on my bench because I know what's happening.
Yeah,
and he drops 24 points. I'm like, bro. Then I have the next week I put him there, drops 2 points. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
But yeah, I made a couple trades. I traded away Rashee Rice to get Brian Thomas.
Yeah, you made a lot. Yeah.
My team,
you're not with Kansas City wearing the T-shirts pregame with Rashee Rice, man? No.
Yeah, I love Rice. Not his off the field decisions, but as a player, he's great.
Mm-hmm.
But he's suspended for 2 more weeks, and I couldn't afford to take any more losses. So I went ahead and got Brian Thomas for my dad, actually. And then me and Kamani made a trade.
We did.
It was Juwan Johnson and who did I give you? Oh, McLaurin.
Yeah.
And I got Tyler Warren in return.
Yes, I ended up getting McLaurin either way, but because just for the upside, honestly, I like my team is deep still. I like my team.
So like Danny said, ton of movement. I've been stressing, trying to do something with this team that's been decimated by injuries, but we'll see how that goes. I'm off to a good start this week at least.
I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking this week. I've been looking at my roster, and I've been thinking maybe it's time to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to, it would either be at the wide receiver or tight end position.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should have come to me a couple of days ago because I had Warren and I have McBride on my team.
Well, we'll talk some business off this.
Yeah. This is good. This is where we make business deals. Prepares us.
4 weeks into the season, coming on week 5. This has gone however year goes. You know, you have your opinions before the year, and then the year starts, and everything just goes to shit.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
So I want 2 stock up players and 2 stock down players from you guys so far through 4 weeks. What are your thoughts, Kamani?
Well, I was talking to you about this before too, but one of my gems I would say was Judkins on the Browns because I got him late in the draft, I believe, and nobody was really talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
And then so once he came back from his injury, he was injured, right? Yeah, once he came back from his injury and
Well, he was like,
but he wasn't playing or
Yeah.
something like that. But he wasn't really performing and so. But I kept him same, and then when he started to really start playing for you, he started to really produce points. I'm like, somebody's going to want him.
mm-hmm.
And then that's what really happened. So he's one of my people that really, went up when it comes into stock for sure.
Yeah, for me, stock up, I'm going to definitely have to say, I'll say the Dolphins pass catchers. You have Waddle and HN who are obviously going to get a huge target percentage in that offense now with Tyreek out. But beyond that, you have Darren Waller.
What you mean I ain't the one? Every time I ran a route, they had the whole fucking team on me.
Who played his first game for Miami this week, and only 3 catches, but 2 of them went for touchdowns. One was an acrobatic catch in the back of the end zone. So he looked good. He looked ready to play. And I think moving forward, when you look at the role that Jonnu Smith had in this offense last season, putting a pretty athletic, big body tight end, especially with Tyreek gone, he's in for a big increase in work moving forward.
So we're going 1 player or 2
Yeah,
players?
with one player that we just keep rotating.
Okay.
Probably.
Ooh, that's tough because I had a couple names. This one might surprise you guys.
Okay.
Bucky Irving.
Stock up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not playing this.
I believe, I know, but I believe in him. I really do think that people sleep on Bucky.
Yeah.
I think that he's a big part of Tampa's success aside from Baker.
For sure.
So I think that people should stock up on Bucky Irving.
Yep. One more from you.
One more I'm buying onto. Let me see. I don't really. Hold on. I'm gonna think about that one more second, because we're talking about people like Taylor, who they're RB1 and stuff like that. But that's like
more
before the
low end
season.
guys.
Yeah.
I'll say for me, another player who was really low to start the season and now I'm buying is Ashton Genty.
Yeah,
The Raiders. Because first 3 weeks of the season was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then last week he goes off against the Bears. And, it's a little obvious to say buy him after he drops 3 touchdowns. But I think if you look at the numbers and the analytics, like he has been hit before even crossing the line of scrimmage on most of his carries.
Yeah.
The Raiders' run blocking has been historically bad. And I think Genty as a player coming out of Boise State, he was amazing in college. Like, he's a great talent. If they can just give him average NFL run blocking, he's going to continue to go off this year.
I know the rookie, too. I'd wanted him in the draft, but somebody took him, was Egbuka. Because I had him like on my radar. I don't think. Well, I'm pretty sure people are looking at him, but I didn't know he's gonna get drafted so soon necessarily. And then for it to come to fruition where he actually is producing like a wide receiver, he's ranked number 9 right now. But
so that's one of your buys.
Yeah,
Interesting, because we'll get into ourselves. All right, so there's some players we're high on. How about some sell-offs?
Oh, wait, Daniel, do you have one more?
Oh, yeah.
If I had one more, and I don't have him, but I think Atlanta has impressed me as well, I'd say Bijan Robinson.
Oh, that's a great person.
On your team.
But yeah, Bijan.
Monty's loving that one.
Yeah, Bijan is playing amazing for you.
Yeah.
And some players I'm definitely low on based off how things have gone. For starters, I'm going to say Ladd McConkey from the Chargers.
That's for sure.
And he, after a huge rookie season, he was, supposed to be an incredible player this year for them and a great fantasy option, was drafted in the top 3 rounds of most drafts. But the emergence of their the emergence of Keenan Allen, I should say.
Yep.
And I'm forgetting, Quentin Johnston, yeah. those two guys have just been absolute dynamite this season. And Ladd McConkey, that's left him as like the third option there in Los Angeles. So even though the Chargers are passing a lot more this season and Justin Herbert is using his arm a lot more than we saw last year, McConkey's kind of fallen down to third in that pecking order.
I'm going to say a group of individuals I'm going to start selling on is the whole wide receiver crew for the Bengals.
Yes.
Yeah, so, having Jamar Chase as the obvious first pick, I don't blame you going into the season, but just knowing all of the stuff that has happened and occurred, I don't really see them being able to produce amount of points, not just Jamar, but also Higgins as well.
Yep.
But it's just, I'm happy, but for you guys and for people who do have these people on their team, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, I
I'll
lucked
definitely
out.
sell them.
Because I actually have no shares of any Bengals players in any of my leagues.
Yeah, so I would definitely try to sell those people as high as possible.
Yeah, that's my first one is T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll ask you guys this. Do you think that right now Joe Burrow's top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
When healthy, yes.
That's the
Okay.
question.
Okay, I was going to say when healthy,
Yeah.
yes.
He's top 5 for sure.
And so when you don't have your quarterback who is top 5 when he is healthy, I mean, what else
it's
much can you
just a
do?
massive
And it's not like Browning
Right.
is any, he's not really performing like that either.
Right. So that comes into play, and then T. Higgins obviously just not performing because of those issues. I gotta throw him in the dumpster.
for sure.
Yeah.
And next player I'm low on. I wouldn't say throw in the dumpster, but I'm definitely selling if I have Brock Bowers.
I was just about to bring him up.
Tight end from the Raiders.
I was just
Now,
supposed to bring him up.
do I think Brock Bowers will be like horrible moving forward? No, probably still give you 10 to 12 points per week, which is not always easy to find at the tight end position. But if you drafted him this year, you took him in round 2, maybe early round 3 if you got lucky for his slide. But he's tight end 10 right now for fantasy. And Pete Carroll has come in with the Raiders, and he's used Michael Mayer more, who was their first round pick a few years ago. He's using him more as the inline run blocker, and Bowers just as kind of that receiving threat. But the other aspect is the Raiders' offense has just been bad. Like Geno Smith has been a turnover machine through 4 weeks of the season. Shout out our producer Cyrus.
Yeah, man, that guy. Shout out Cyrus. He's a little lost. We have actually a bet. We're watching the game. I think it's like November 15th or something like that. Cowboys are playing the Raiders. Yeah, he thinks he's gonna win.
He's always high on the Raiders no matter what. But
Oh,
Yeah.
is that his team?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Raiders have been terrible this
Yeah.
year.
They're so bad they have to switch like cities 3 times.
So yeah, that's who I'm selling on Bowers for sure.
My next person, even though the team is playing really good, I'm gonna say Brian Thomas same way. He was a second round pick and somebody who was on my radar to begin when the draft started, but thank God I didn't take him because once I saw the stuff where he's not really trying to make those runs anymore and stuff like that, I know it's a confidence thing and him being scared about getting hurt because Trevor Lawrence be passing some hospital balls to him sometime, but. If we're talking about fantasy points, he's somebody who has significantly dropped when it comes to my expectations, and I would sell him. Sorry, Daniel, but I would sell him if he is on your team.
Yeah, I still think he can bounce back, but it's been disappointing for sure.
Derrick Henry.
Yep, that's fair, honestly.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. I was so high on him, and that first game he did amazing. He dropped like 50 points
Yeah.
for me on
Breaking
Daniel.
touchdowns.
Yeah. And then after that, I don't know what happened, but he's totally forgot how to hold the football, and he keeps fumbling in crucial moments, and he's just not performing. But I think in general, that entire Ravens team, I got guys on my podcast that predicted that the Ravens would go to the Super Bowl, and now I'm telling
Not
you,
looking good.
they always choke.
Yeah.
I love Lamar, but they always choke. I don't know what's going on over there in
Excuses.
Baltimore. If it's some disease or whatever that they can't just win.
Yeah.
But I told him I think this is Buffalo's year. But
And with Lamar healthy, they have looked not great.
Not
and
great.
now Lamar's injured.
Yep.
So big stock down on the whole Ravens offense, honestly.
entire team.
Defense.
I would
too.
say though,
Yeah.
luckily for them, there is time for them to catch up.
Yep.
Because the biggest competition is the Steelers at this point, and I feel like they could come back throughout probably like the middle or like to the end of the season.
Yeah, but let's say Lamar misses 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at 1-5.
No, for sure, it is very crucial for them to get these wins right now. But I'm not gonna say it's not out of the realm of possibility though for them. because they do have the Bengals. I don't really see them doing that much,
No.
anyways. And then you have the Browns being the Browns, so we can just
Yeah, fortunate for them, it's a weaker division.
yeah.
My last sell, and this is not because he's been bad, but I'm going to say a sell high option here, is Egbuka.
Yeah,
That
okay.
was a
I
buy.
can see why you say that.
Yeah,
I can see why you say
Because
that.
first 2 weeks, Egbuka, he's not like, a target monster. He's going to give you 10 catches a game, but he got touchdowns first 2 weeks, so he was producing. Now, how sustainable are those touchdowns every game? I don't know.
Yeah.
And you have Mike Evans. Well, you have, first of all, Chris Godwin, who made his return last week, who was the Buccaneers' leading pass catcher last season. And then you also have Mike Evans with a hamstring injury now, but he's primed to return in a few weeks. So I think that's going to knock Egbuka down in the pecking order maybe a little bit. And if he can't sustain those touchdowns, I don't know how productive he's going to be for fantasy.
I'll say that's fair, but at the same time,
He's definitely a good player.
Yeah. Plus, at the round that he was drafted in, but I can see why you would sell him high to begin with.
All right. Last but not least, it's going on to week 5 of the NFL. I want to talk about some of the better matchups this week with you guys and what viewers can expect from this week. There's not too many good games. It looks like on paper, but if we know anything about the NFL, it's that we're probably going to get some good action.
That's true.
So first game I want to talk about comes... Well, I'm not going to go the 9:30 a.m. game, Vikings Browns.
Nobody's watching that.
I don't know if I'm going to wake up for that one.
No, nobody's watching that.
But then we got Cowboys Jets for you at 1 o'clock. What can you expect there?
I think that's a win for the Cowboys. I do. I think the Jets are just not good. We had to add another down stock player or stock down player, Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Even though, sorry to mention this, the Jets could have won that game against the Dolphins.
Oh, we have a terrible defense.
Join the club. I think it should be an easy win for the Cowboys. The problem is our defense is so bad that any real bad quarterback can just be bombing passes downfield and looking like Joe Montana. So that's the only real issue, but I don't see it losing us the game against the Jets.
Yeah. See, that's why I think this could be a good game is because, like you said, the Cowboys defense just
it's going to be a shootout for sure.
Too porous. And I think Justin Fields, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Jets have, I think, enough weapons that they can put some points up.
We have Deron Bland and Diggs at corner, but I would have liked to have kept Stephon Gilmore in the team.
And maybe Parsons.
That's a whole other topic. You know how I felt about that. But yeah, I don't see us losing to the Jets.
So next game I want to break down, 1 o'clock game also in your team, Broncos-Eagles. This is probably one of the better matchups of the week, I'd say, on paper.
That's the one I was excited to talk about.
Yeah, Eagles, like you said, 4-0, but they've been a little loose, and they've let teams make it close in games, so I think this could be another nail-biter. What do you think happens here?
Obviously, Eagles are going to win 60-0. I'm playing.
Oh yeah, I was about to freak out. I was about to walk out.
But there's gonna be a great matchup for the Eagles to be playing against the Broncos. We know the Broncos defense is nothing to be playing around about, so we're gonna be tested for sure. Bo Nix has been performing very well, having Sutton on the defensive end. I'm interested to see how AJ is gonna be matching up with him as well, or Devonta. Depends on who's matching up with who.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it's going to be a great game from start to finish, I hope. And hopefully Hurts can actually pass the ball to the wide receivers.
I'm big on Bo Nix.
Yeah?
I love Bo Nix.
I hope you're not saying they're going to beat them.
See, I liked him as a rookie. He's been a little up and down this season, in my opinion.
I think he's been okay.
There's a nickname that came up for him, and it is Bogo. So when he is on, man, that's a Bogo for sure. You must go with Bo Nix.
Yeah, but when it's bad, it's Bo picks.
It is true, man. But you know what? I actually picked Denver to be a sleeper team.
Oh, really?
This year, yeah. I do believe in the Broncos.
Yeah, so they're 2-2 so far this season. I think it will be a close game. I'm going to have to pick Philly to win this one. I think Bo Nix, he's a little turnover prone at times, and Philadelphia has a great defense. They like to put pressure, especially on young quarterbacks, and I think he's going to be in a couple situations in this game where he's going to make a mistake, and Eagles can capitalize off that easily with Saquon.
I think we're going to be seeing both picks coming this weekend.
Well, this game is at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, so that's a very difficult place to play at. Yeah. If it was at Denver, then I would have given Denver a little bit more of a shot to actually win.
Yeah, both pretty big home field advantages.
Yeah, especially at Mile High. But yeah, I could see, even though I'm going to go for the Broncos because I'm obligated as a Cowboys fan to go for anyone against Philadelphia.
Okay.
But yeah, I can see the Eagles winning that one.
So next game, Texans-Ravens would have been a good one except for the fact that Lamar's going to miss this one. And I think Texans' defense is really going to lock him up there.
We don't hear anyone really talking about C.J. Stroud. Like, the hype has died
Yes.
immensely.
100%. I honestly, like, obviously the offensive line in Houston is way worse.
Yeah, because how much of that would you blame on him or the coordinator or the coaching, and then how much of that with the O-line as well?
See, before I thought it was mostly on the team just because of how good Stroud was as a rookie. But now I'm willing to say it's 50-50, honestly. Like, Stroud is not performed this season. He's not really the most mobile quarterback. So when you put him behind a bad offensive line, he's going to have to sit in there and take hits. And that definitely causes issues. They've been a little thinned out at wide receiver. Last year they lost Tank Dell to injury. This year they have Stephon Diggs go to the Patriots. So they still just have Nico Collins there as a primary weapon. And I think Stroud has struggled because of all those factors.
Yeah, he's talking about he's washed already at 23.
I feel like I'm getting old. So I'm not as quick as I used to be.
So that's crazy to say.
He peaked at 21.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, Houston has not had luck with quarterback. I mean, Deshaun Watson and then now C.J. Stroud, who peaked in one season. I mean,
Right, both of those guys you would have thought were franchise QBs.
Yeah. Ship him to Cleveland.
So we'll see Stroud on the Browns.
So who do you guys have winning this game? Because I feel like this is really up in the air.
I'm going to go Texans. The Texans'
Yeah.
offense has been bad, but their defense has been strong. And I'm not going to pick Cooper Rush to come out and get the job done for Baltimore.
Hey, I will say,
Oh, here we go.
that guy saved my butt plenty of times in very big games. I'm just saying.
He did. And now he's got Derrick Henry alongside of him. But yeah, I'm going to go Texans here. And then 4 o'clock, another one of the better matchups of the week, Buccaneers and Seahawks. Seahawks come out of what you said was one of the toughest divisions in the league, and I'd have to agree there. And the Buccaneers have been good this season, 3-1. Their only loss in a shootout with the Eagles. So here, honestly, I'm going to take the Buccaneers, who are slight underdogs in this one. I like Baker Mayfield over Sam Darnold in that quarterback matchup.
100%. You took the words out of my mouth. I'm going with Tampa for those same exact reasons. I don't see Seattle beating Tampa.
Baker's a dog, man.
Yeah, he is.
I'm also going to say the same thing. I don't
all three of us picking the underdog.
Yeah.
So, Commanders-Chargers with Jaden Daniels back this week is going to be a good matchup. You have two of the top 10 quarterbacks, I'd say, in the league. Justin Herbert on the other side has been playing like an MVP this season, except for last week,
that
where he loses to the Giants.
Yeah.
So what Chargers team are we going to get this week? I don't know.
For the command, I mean, do you guys think that Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump?
I see.
See, I mentioned this after, what was it, week 2?
Yeah, I still think it's too early to say. He hasn't been playing as he was in his rookie season, but I'm going to say he's just kind of getting the rust off. I'm not going to say it's a slump yet. I'm not predicting one.
I'm not saying he's bad. He's obviously really good, but I also think that they got really lucky to get to the NFC Championship
Yeah.
Sure.
last year, which we got robbed because I really wanted an Eagles-Lions NFC Championship game.
Yes,
I think that would have
100%.
been phenomenal. I think the Lions would have won. But yeah, he had some luck there, and I definitely think now with the injury, I think he might slow down a bit this year.
I can say that.
I'm going to have to agree, honestly. The first 2 weeks, like you said, they weren't bad, but it wasn't what we saw out of Jaden a season ago. And now the injury slows things down even more. He's without Terry McLaurin, the top weapon.
Debo is questionable for this week as well, I believe.
Yep.
So.
I just don't think this Commanders team is riding the highs that they did last season. So I'm going to go Chargers to win this one as well.
Yeah, I'm also going to Chargers as well. I don't really trust the Commanders' defense against Justin Herbert and the offense as well. So I'm going to really, make that the statement for myself. And I do think having the lack of offense for the Commanders as well, I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to produce against the Chargers as well. So I'm taking the Chargers for sure.
I'm taking the Chargers, and because Jaden Daniels coming back from injury, I think he's going to need that one game to adjust. And this is the game that they're going to drop for that.
Yeah, and it's a tough defense he has to adjust against.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Coached by Jesse Minter in L.A. Last game of the week, Monday Night Football. Chiefs-Jaguars. Like you said, Jaguars have been a surprising team, and the Chiefs have been a surprising bad team.
I'm going to say it, guys. Duval. I'm going Jaguars, man. I don't think the Chiefs have been all that impressive, to be honest.
So, I don't know, because last week with Xavier Worthy back, I like how the Chiefs looked a lot. Mahomes had his best game of the season by far, but it was the Ravens' defense.
And yeah, that is true. I was about to say that. I was going to say they played a really bad Ravens team that we can see, and I think that Jacksonville is actually playing really, really damn good.
They are. And even with Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas not really living up to expectations, Jacksonville's still 3-1, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
However, I can't bet against the Chiefs here. I'm still going to go KC. I think what they put on the tape last week was leaps and bounds better than what they did to start the season, and I think they're going to carry that over this week. Jacksonville's defense they haven't been terrible, but they're also not a top unit.
Yeah.
And Chiefs are coming closer and closer to getting Rashee Rice back from suspension in just 2 weeks. I think this offense is going to really start picking it up here.
I'm also going to agree with you, Daniel. I feel like the Chiefs are starting to ramp up and not be the Chiefs that we all know and hate, but they are starting to pick up the pace, and I feel like against the Jaguars, like I said, they have a decent defense as well, so it's going to be a great testament for their offense. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I'm gonna trust Mahomes over Duval and friends.
We're gonna wait and see. We're gonna wait and see who came out on top on this one. Was Jacksonville or Kansas City?
No, I like the ambition there with the Jags pick.
Of course, you gotta give people some hope.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hate on him.
The Chiefs last week that was probably their first blowout win in I don't know how long. So if we can expect one thing from KC football, it's that this game will be close.
They've been just getting by. I mean, and it's kind of annoying, and especially I refuse at times to watch KC games because I really don't want to see Taylor Swift on my screen 24/7.
I don't blame you.
The good thing is they've been showing her less this year.
Yeah, it is true.
Right, because Kelsey's not that good.
Should have retired last year, man.
So there we go. That's it for the Week 5 slate. Not every game, but the good games we broke down there, gave our picks. So we'll see if those come to fruition.
I think you forgot a game, though.
Which one?
The Dolphins-Panthers. You don't know.
I don't want to talk about that.
I saw that. I was like, I wanted with the Panthers, man.
My excitement for the season is gone, and it's just Week 5. But to give a quick thoughts, I think we'll win. Although I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers win that game too.
If the Panthers win, I think McDaniel should be gone.
Really?
But I think that they would fire Weaver before they fire McDaniel.
Yeah. And I like Weaver as a person, but I mean, I don't know how much is his fault. I know the defensive personnel in the secondary is terrible.
Yep.
But on the defensive line, it's not bad. And the defense has been playing like a historically bad unit. So I feel like a lot of that is on Weaver at the end of the day. So, yeah, I would honestly agree with that take.
Yeah.
What do you think? Panthers, Dolphins?
I'm going to say the winner is me not watching that game.
I thought you were going to say tie.
But I'm probably going to go to with Carolina for this one.
Okay.
Just to hate, honestly.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Same. That's why I picked them. Because I want to see McDaniel gone. Because even
at
if
this point, me too.
Even if they do beat Carolina, like they barely got by the Jets.
Yeah.
Every time you're gonna play a big opponent, you're gonna get killed.
Any wins at this point for Miami are not going to do anything for them.
You have Tua in his post game.
Other than worsen their draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
You have Tua in his post game. He's like, "Well, it's time to rack up the wins." I'm like, "Rack up what?" I mean,
I'm tired of watching Tua's post game press conferences. I'll say that.
But I'm talking about press conferences when he was mentioning everybody got out of the game, Halsey or something like that. Like he said something weird.
That's the CTE kicking.
Listen, he mentioned Cam Newton, and there's something Cam Newton has over him. One, Cam won a Heisman. Mm-hmm. Cam has been to the Super Bowl, so
and an MVP.
That's enough to have over Tua. I wouldn't talk against that.
Yeah, when he said that, I'm like, didn't Cam do all of this before? But
they do have something in common, though. They both might have a couple screws loose in that.
That is true. That is very true.
So, yeah, hopefully our picks come to fruition here in Week 5, and hopefully our fantasy teams don't get decimated by more injuries.
I hope, man.
Thank you, Danny, for coming on the podcast. Why don't you talk to him real quick about what you're doing over at Plug Talk? I know you guys introduced a few shows there.
So we actually just created the Plug Talk Sports Network. So originally we just had our live show on Monday nights, And now we have a show every single day. Mine,
really?
Mine is called Pressing Matters every Thursday at 10. It's just soccer. But we have one that will be on Sundays. It's called One Timers. That will be hockey. We'll have one on Fridays, Plug Picks, which will be for sports betting and predictions. We have one called Courtside that's on Wednesdays. And then we have one called Sidelines that's all about the Dolphins on Tuesdays. So we've really built that up. We're trying to push it and give content, throughout the week. I was sat down and I was like, you know what? We're having a live show every single Monday, and that's great. But, people want to see more, right?
Yeah.
You just want to wait an entire week to see you guys again, the
world
next
of sports
Monday.
doesn't sleep.
Right, right. And, we know that as commentators, and you're going to learn very soon about that. We have the Plug Talk Sports Network now, and we're having that to get going now in the fall, a show every single day of the week.
I mean, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, so they're covering the whole world of sports. I encourage you guys to please go over there and show them some support. I'll leave the link in the description below. And for us, subscribe for more weekly content. We have a lot of content
We're
planned.
almost to 200 subscribers, bro.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
To know that we started last year just doing this just for the practice and stuff, knowing that we are continually building up, so it really does mean a lot, and it keeps us motivated for sure.
Yeah, so we appreciate your guys' support. Please continue to show it, and we'll get more content out for you guys in the coming weeks. For myself, Daniel Horowitz, and Kamani Phillips, we're tuning out, and we'll see you in the next one.